Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, what you're looking at, of course, is the Marx 898. This just arrived about, I don't know, an hour ago, something like that. Found it on eBay for 10 bucks. Now, it has some issues, obviously. The major glaring one, of course, is both of the jewels are missing off the locomotive itself. Handrails are bent, rusted, not terribly damaged. There's no real damage to the engine at all. The motor is in particularly good condition and has the original headlight in it, or light bulb. So anyway, this arrived about an hour or so ago, and ran it on the bench, lubed it, tuned it a bit. I haven't even cleaned the brushes yet. And this engine is running absolutely perfectly. So a $10 engine that I bought for parts off of eBay turns out to be a really great running little engine. And I've done nothing to it at all. The E unit works. It doesn't stutter, it doesn't buzz, it doesn't hesitate, it doesn't chatter. Runs forwards and backwards absolutely perfectly. And ran it on the bench, like I said. Thought I'd put it on the rail. This is going to be its first trip around the track, and we're going to be pulling 18 cars. So I just wanted to do a quick video to document it. As I always stress, don't overlook the junk. And this thing was $10. So running on the second rail, let's give it some power. Now I have no idea how this is going to run on the rail. This is the first trip around the track. It might help if I turn the power on. All right, power is on. So it'll start in reverse. So as you see, this engine is running really well. Definitely worth the $10. Now I usually buy these just to get the motors out of them. But in this case it has a steel body. This is an original early Marx engine. So there's a couple ways to address the problem of the missing markers. You can simply disregard them. You can replace them, or replacing them, you're looking at spending $20 to $25 on a $10 engine. There's really no point in doing that. So what I will probably do is just fill this in with epoxy putty, lightly sand it, mist it with some paint, and that will disappear. You'll never know that those holes were there. As far as the handrails, it only takes a few minutes to pull these apart and straighten these handrails, or simply replace them. You can replace these with brass, which actually looks quite nice. And it's just a couple of really simple bends, so it's not difficult to do this. So all in all, a $10 Marx 898 in really, really decent running condition. And it wouldn't take much to clean this up and make this a really nice looking locomotive. Now here's the original 897. Tin litho, of course. And the 898 is exactly the same engine as you see, painted black with the addition of the jewels on either side of the bell. So all in all, I think it was a pretty good buy. 10 bucks for an engine that runs, and it's worth more than that in parts, of course. So like I said, I buy these things, I see what it takes to get them running. If I can get them running, I do. If I can't, I strip them for parts and use them to fix 5 or 6 more engines. This is a really, really inexpensive way to get into model railroading, regardless of your income or whatever budget you might have. You can buy these things for pennies on the dollar of any modern train set. The locomotive, the cars, the only thing you really can't scrimp on, of course, is the track. And of course, Menards to the rescue. Menards, every piece of track on this table is from Menards. It's really well made. It's inexpensive. You just can't beat Menards. I rely on them for lots and lots of this stuff. So anyway, just wanted to do a quick video on this engine. Again, let me stress it. Don't overlook the junk. 10 bucks. And You know, the biggest tool you need is a 4-inch screwdriver. And in this case, this was running within 10 minutes of me taking it out of the box once it warmed up. And a few drops of oil and a bit of judicious tuning, and this thing's running really, really well. You couldn't ask for it to run better than this. So a quick video, the Marx 898, eBay 10 bucks. Like I said, you just can't beat it. They run well, they look good, a little bit of work, you can clean this up and make it into a really, really nice looking locomotive on a budget. And that is the name of the game. So as always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.